Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Drummond. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel, turn on that notification bell so you know whenever I post videos on my channel. Right now I'm posting one video every single day for the month of May, and then normally I'll be posting videos every Friday after that. Today's video is talking about coming out of the closet and how important it is, and how I've run into several people. I'm actually wearing a Liberty shirt. Liberty University is one of the largest Christian universities, and I live really close to there, and I've met a lot of gay people that go there who feel like they cannot come out. And it's sad because when it came to my coming out experience, it was an intense experience for sure. And before I came out, there was definitely the feeling of dread and scared of what would happen if I came out. Recently, I'd met someone who came out to his family, and his family just disowned him. They kicked him out, didn't want anything to do with him. Unfortunately, he was working for them as well, so he lost his job and where he was living. And it's crazy that that is still happening, and it is 2019. I think it's insane that Liberty University kind of forces people into the closet. I mean, I understand that it's a Christian university, and in the Christian faith, being gay is not looked at as something that's right in God's eyes. But there are a lot of churches that are coming around, and I feel like Liberty University should be teaching how to love and accept everyone, not just loving and accepting the people that they believe should be loved and accepted. So for me, I've met several gay people who just don't want to come out of the closet. They think that if they do, they're going to miss out on opportunities for work. They're going to lose people that they care and love about. And it's crazy to think that there are people out there that think that way. But that's what's happening. And when it comes to universities that are more conservative like Liberty, it kind of scares people into that fear of thinking that they're going to lose everything that they have if they come out. And to be honest, there have been people who have come out and they've lost a lot, but they've also gained a lot. When it comes to coming out, yes, you might lose some people in your life that believe that being gay is a sin and they just can't accept it. But then you meet people that are going to love you and accept you for everything that you are, and not just the part of you that they think is accepted by God and everything else. So a little backstory, I grew up in this area. My dad went to Virginia Tech, and then we kind of moved to Amherst, Virginia. So we've been pretty close to Liberty University my entire life. So the trickle-down effect of everyone in the area coming from Liberty pretty much, and a lot of people that I went to high school with going to Liberty for college, it's kind of created a community where it's just very, very conservative and very, very anti-gay. But it's sad because when I went to college, that's kind of where I found myself. When I got to college, I went to Longwood University at first, and then transferred to Fairmont State, and then later went down to Florida. And for me, college was a very eye-opening experience, and a place where I learned how to accept myself for everything that I am and experiment with things and get to know tons of different people. And I feel like in college, that's where you learn to make mistakes, and you learn from your mistakes, and you really learn who you are. I feel like Liberty and other conservative schools really block people from finding who they are, because I feel like they're constantly trying to cover up any flaw that they have because they feel like they're going to be judged by other Christians for having flaws. I know one thing that I ran across was the fact that a lot of them pretend like they've never had sex. And they mainly do that because they feel like if anyone knew about it, then they would be judged and attacked for being gross and not living the Christian lifestyle that they're supposed to be living. And that's causing problems because, one, if you're having sex and it's unprotected sex, then you're running the risk of catching something and spreading it, because if you're not telling anyone that you're having sex, they're going to think that you, of course, don't have anything because it's your first time, just like it's their first time. And then it's going to end up spreading like crazy because everyone's just doing it, but never talking about it because they're ashamed of talking about sex or talking about being gay. And that shouldn't be happening. Churches shouldn't be making sex so taboo that people are too scared to say that they're doing it and then going around spreading STIs because they're pretending like they haven't ever done it before. I actually went on a date with a guy a couple years ago, and he actually told me that he didn't feel like if he came out that he would ever be able to find a job out there. And it was funny because he was actually in the music department. Out of all the different careers that you could have, I feel like the music career that you could choose, there's tons of gay people there. There's so many different places that would be so accepting. I know that one of my friends actually was trying to apply for a job up north. He was trying to be a police officer up there, and he actually didn't get the job because they saw his strong Christian background. And when it comes to being an officer, they want officers that are extremely accepting. Granted, they did check his social media, and he kind of had some things on there that they didn't find so appealing when it came to like making fun of LGBT people. He was a decent person, but he did go a little bit too hard on jokes when it came to LGBT stuff. And then also having that strong Christian background on top of it, I can see where they had the judgment call of maybe this guy is not open-minded enough to be a police officer in an area where we are open-minded. I also dated another person from Liberty who ended up trying to commit suicide, and it was really hard to deal with that because I know at the time he was asking me a lot of questions and asking me how I learned how to accept myself, because I do consider myself a Christian, and it's an extremely long journey to accept yourself and find acceptance within for being gay and for being Christian. I know that when it came to my journey, I had to accept myself for being gay, so I kind of let my Christian side fall back onto the back burner, and then I pulled that back up once I learned how to accept myself for being gay. Not saying that I went out there and was sleeping with everyone in the world just to accept myself. It was more of an internal thing that I did where I just really dug deep into who I was, and I was just like, I'm a good person, and I shouldn't be treated like I'm a bad person just because I'm gay. And I still believe in God and still want to do everything in my life because God wants me to do this. It was an intense journey, but to hear people say that they're never coming out, they're going to stay in the closet forever, is sad. I've met people who have wives and children, and they talk about how they're gay, but they will never come out because it will destroy their family. And at the time, back in the day, it was a little bit harder to be gay and be out, especially in more rural areas like around here, where being gay, you were kind of the lonely sheep. There was no one else here that was gay, or at least gay and out. So people would stay in the closet, get married, have families, and then be doing stuff on the side, which I think is bad because you're not happy. Pretending to be something that you're not, you will never end up being happy. So if you are gay, if you are struggling with coming out, just know that there is an amazing community out there that would be extremely accepting and loving of you for everything that you are. And just because your university like Liberty or any other very conservative areas can't accept you for being gay, doesn't mean there's not tons of other people in other places that will. Even in this small community, I've seen stuff growing in the gay community. They had an LGBT pride weekend here in Lynchburg, Virginia, which is insane to me, but I'm so proud of them for everyone who stood up and went out to that. Unfortunately, I had to work that weekend, so I didn't get the chance to go out there and see everyone, but I think that's amazing that small places in Virginia and other states are starting to have prides. It's not just a big city thing anymore. So something else that I thought was really funny is the fact that the Liberty mascot is like the Flames, and so they're called the Liberty Flames, and my t-shirt, it says fan the flames, which I think is crazy because a lot of people will call flamboyant gay guys flamers, and so the fact that the Liberty Flames, means if you're calling them by their names, it's just like the Longwood Lancers, it's the Liberty Flames. So everyone that's at Liberty is a flamer, which I think is kind of ironic that it's a Christian university and they're so against gay people, but their mascot's a flame, which is kind of something that is oriented towards the gay community. But yeah, just putting that out there. But if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Check out some of my other videos on my channel. I also have a couple other social medias. I post regularly on Snapchat if you want to follow me there, and I also put a lot of stuff up on Instagram. So if you haven't, make sure you check those out, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.